May 5th is the annual Dogs Breakfast fundraising dinner for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies men's football program. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about a lot of things with Scott Flory, their head coach, the program that's had so much success. And Scott joins us today from Saskatoon. How you doing, Coach?
Good, Rod. How are you?
Good. It's been far too long. Last time I saw you, I think you were freezing your butt on the sidelines at the Vanier Cup. Before we get into the university football talk, we've had a bit of a USFL discussion this morning. Are you watching the games, Scott, and what do you think of the league, if so?
I watched last weekend. One of my old coaches is the O-line coach there in Birmingham, so I watched a little bit of that. I didn't watch this past weekend. But the biggest thing that I saw is that, with any new league or anything like that, they just got to have good quarterback play. So it didn't look that bad from what I saw. I didn't watch this past weekend, so I can't comment on it. But quarterback play is going to be the one thing. It's just so hard to find, elite level quarterback play as you continue to move deeper and deeper. And NFL, CFL, they're always taking those top guys. So if they can find it, there's going to be a lot of talented football players out there. So I'm sure it's pretty decent.
Well, see, now this is why we could sit and talk for hours about this before we even get to the Huskies thing. Is that because the talent's not there or cohesion? These guys have been together since March 25th. They had 3 weeks to play together. George Cortez says you need probably 2 years as a pro to get onto it. Is it because it's so rushed and they don't have veteran guys, or why do you think it is hard for the quarterback play to shine in spring leagues?
Well, just look at it from anything. Do you in high school? Do you ever have a grade 10 quarterback go in and stud it up? In university, do you ever a kid come right out of high school and come in and have a massive impact? No, it's 2, 3, 4 years down the road, and it's no different in pro. Very rarely do you see a guy come right out of university in either the CFL or the NFL and have immediate success. So this is a startup league. There's going to be some time there to get used to the nuances of the stadiums and all that kind of stuff. But even the players too. I know there's a lot of moving parts in our roster and pro rosters, but generally there's a stable core there that gives that familiarity. And the quarterbacks are just, it's just tough to get to learn the nuances of the offense and the teams and the opposition and everything. And the quarterback, to me, is the hardest position in all of sport to play. And to find those elite guys in any league at any time is hard.
Wonderful segue. Canadian Football Hall of Famer Scott Flory is with us. How many Grey Cups? 3? Yeah, 3, right? With Montreal, Scott?
Yep.
Yeah. And now the head coach of the very successful U of S Huskies men's program. So you got a quarterback who I know very well, Mason Nias. Was he going to his 4th year starting now? I mean, you went to the Vanier Cup last year on an icy track, didn't win it. You plan to be in the Vanier every year, right, Scott? But I mean, I would think this year it's all setting up to be there, especially after the experience of last year.
Yeah, no, we got Mason. He's going into his 5th year. Last year with our team, but again, it's one of those. Mason's been with our team since 2016, so 2-3 years learning as a backup, and then 3 years as a starter. You just need that time, and we saw that production last year and what he did leading our team to the national title, and then him, myself, and all of our coaches and players are more than eager to prove and to try and get back to that game again and try to win it this time. And we're trying to find 7 points, man. That's kind of our mode of our offseason.
Yes, well, that's what I said. 3rd or 4th year starting. I knew that he was going into his last year, and I know you're not looking backwards, and we're going to talk about the Husky Dogs Breakfast here for sure. But you made it to the Vanier Cup without Nelson Lacombo and without, with some pieces. It wasn't like it was a surprise to you, but I felt like you kind of overcome a lot of things to get there last year.
Well, that's part of building a program, and the depth of a program though is that we've got Mason this year, but we know we're going to have to overcome that and get our next guy ready for 2023. And you're right. We lost 2 starters in our secondary, and Nelson Lacombo and Josh Haggerty from the season before, I guess 2019, to go into our 2021 season. But we knew that's part of it. We're going to lose guys to the CFL again this year. We're going to lose them to graduation, and life happens as well. But that's the part of the program where we've got to make sure that we're successful enough and deep enough that opportunity for the next guy, that they're ready, that it doesn't take as much time. The quarterback is the unique position, though. That's the one where it's just tough to replicate stuff in practice, and those guys need those game reps.
Who is it here? Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg watching. He says, man, U of S has some big names coaching there. Flory and Babcock. What was it like spending the winter around my boy Babs? Intense guy, as are you. What was it like, man?
Mike's a great guy. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. I got to know him a little bit through some different settings too, when you're kind of doing some athletics, team building stuff and everything. But yeah, I mean, but again, you just look at him. This is a world-class coach, and it's going to take a minute for him to kind of understand and learn the landscape of university hockey again. A guy coming from the utmost highest level. So, but he's awesome. He's an awesome guy. And I know that the players and all the coaches, everybody around athletics loved having him around for sure.
Yeah, he is a good guy, and that's why I don't like to let the media portray you unjustly. Put it that way. That's why we have Babs on as much as we do. So, Scott, the breakfast, as mentioned, May 5th, that's really why you're on to talk about it. Biggest fundraiser for your program on the calendar, right? You're going to honor the 07 Rough Riders. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. Let's talk about the dinner at Prairieland Park.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just so good. We were 2 years away with the pandemic hit right before our spring camp there in 2020. So losing 2020 and 2021, our foundation does an amazing job of, they built up resources that we still gave out scholarships for those 2 years without this breakfast existing. But this is going to be a great year back. I mean, with the riders, partnering them not only through training camp up here for the next 3 years, but along with the breakfast and being able to honor that 07 rider team. I was at that game. I didn't play versus them in it, so but that's okay. It'll be really good to see some of those guys, the players and obviously Jeremy O'Day being up here now, the general manager, and Scott Schultz and Tad Cornegay. Those are good. Those are really good guys, and it'll be good to be up here. And for our breakfast, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I believe I saw Andy Fantu is on the docket. Did I not? Twos is going to be around for this, isn't he?
Yeah, but he went to Western, but that's okay. We'll welcome him with open arms for the week. But yeah, Andy will be here as well, I believe.
Yes, top Canadian in that Grey Cup for sure. But you know what? You don't play until late August, right? Labor Day weekend. But I just feel like the Dog's Breakfast is like the kickoff to Husky football for the year. Like it's that big. For those that haven't been there, just can you talk about what it does for the program? Just kind of as a shot in the arm for Husky football.
Yeah, you're right. It does kind of feel like the official, unofficial start to football, I guess, in this province a little bit. There's a lot of the minor stuff is all kicking off, and this really segues into the CFL season. The Riders are coming up here basically the day after our spring camp on May 9th, kind of to take over for spring camp. But yeah, just what it means. All the money raised there goes towards our student athletes and the scholarships for them and their education, and it's a massive part of our program. I mean, it'll raise $100 some $1,000 a year, and all that money goes back to these young men and furthering their education. And we talk about guys like Mason. I can't go down to Regina and get these guys. I can't go to Calgary and get these guys without the help and support of the foundation being able to raise these funds for us to be able to give scholarships to these young men. And they do a great job of being ambassadors for our program, and we're so happy and thankful for the foundation and all they do.
Well, this is going to be a special year, a kickoff to a very special year on May 5th, the Dog's Breakfast, the year that the Huskies win the Vanier. Scott, thanks for this. Keep it up, my friend, the great work, and we'll chat with you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rod. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Head coach of the U of S Huskies football program, Scott Flory. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of the Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.